thank you, Professor Yunus, for taking some time and speaking with many of the financial professionals that are trying to figure out how to do more social in their investing. I really appreciate you taking the time with us today. So, first question, we work within the mainstream financial services system here in the United States, but what are some of the greatest lessons that we can learn from the less traditional capital markets that you have been so successful in both seeing the potential in and helping to develop?
What I have been talking about in the conference about creating a new kind of business to focus on solving human problems. It's a non-dividend company to solve human problems, and we call it social business. This is a new area that we can focus on while we are doing the other businesses. We are not against other businesses, and we are not pleading for close them down. We are simply saying this is an opportunity you can do side by side along with whatever you're doing. And that you cannot do with the regular investment packages that you have. You need a different one. And I suggest that all investment companies go around and ask their investors if they'll be interested in putting a small fraction of their investment money into a social business fund, so that this money can be used in creating and encouraging companies to be created for solving social problems. And we have created many of those companies called social businesses, and also many other countries are now coming forward in Europe, in Japan, in Brazil, in Mexico, and so on.
One of the keys to your success and Vermeen's success is that you've seen the potential in women to be responsible financial stewards, leaders in their families, and agents of change really in their communities. So tell me more about the importance of believing and investing in women.
Look at the global picture on women's side. Women are sort of left out from the mainstream structure globally. Mm-hmm. In some countries they may have allowed some countries are still far away. So to involve them in contributing, in creating the economy, in solving the problems and their own problems and change their own status. This is untapped resource. There's a tremendous amount of creative power there. And they have very keen feelings about people in general, to want to do good to other people. So this is something that we can utilize. And when they come into business, they do it in a way that it makes sense to the family, it makes sense to the community and everybody else. Our experience is when a woman earns money, her first preference is her children to benefit from that, and the family to benefit from that, rather than enjoy herself the benefit of the income she earns. So that kind of attitude is very helpful for solving community problems, solving problems of the world.
So you're here speaking at a conference to financial professionals, mostly financial advisors and money managers that are involved in sustainable and impact investing. All folks that were really inspired by what you said last night, folks that are truly supportive of social business. But when we go back home and to our jobs and get in our routines, go back to compliance and regulations, financial pressures, other challenges working within the financial services industry. How do we stay motivated to continue to push the needle within the investing practice to bring about change in the world and support social businesses and the ventures that we'd really like to see develop?
You turned on a little light here, the social business discussion, and people really came forward to see why can't we do something. Mm-hmm. If you don't encourage that, it will again go off because you got to the routine. Routine will suck you in. So one idea is SRI can take a lead, can have a follow-up meeting, sending a letter to all the participants. We will have a day or a half a day meeting or discussion group, or exclusively on social business, what we can do, how we can do, and you can invite us to explain what are the facilities, what are the things can be done. So unless we do that in a way, sustained way, this will disappear. So we need to keep this encouraged to continue. And then we hold Global Social Business Summit every year. so that everybody who's interested, they can come. Those who are already doing social business, they can come. CEOs of big companies who are already involved with us, they can come. They always come. The fourth of them will be held in Vienna this year, in November 8, 9, 10, Vienna. So I invite all the members of the SRI group to come and look at what's happening. You don't have to make any commitment yet, but you have a complete exposure of the whole idea of social business, and you can talk to your kind. There are investors there, there are CEOs there. They are not coming from kind of wild world someplace else. Yeah. This is the same crowd that you mix in. They are the people who every hour, every minute watching the stock market, how it goes up and down, and make decisions about huge companies. So what makes them get involved with it, and what kind of thing they are doing? This would be interesting to watch and see what, if you have any message for them.
That's great. I know Calvert Foundation and other colleagues in the sustainable and impact investing space would really like to get more involved, so we will make that happen. One of the things that I find most inspiring in seeing your travels and presentations is, while you could fill your time meeting with political and financial leaders, but you also spend a significant amount of time with college students and youth. So tell me a little bit more about your purpose for that, and what the so-called millennial generation can be doing to support social business or make a better world more broadly.
Yeah, I'm very fond of meeting the young people, because that excites me. I think that's the future. These young people are very powerful young people, more powerful than any generations of young people ever, because of the technology in their hand, because of the quickly they can communicate with each other, make decisions on their own. They're very independent thinkers. They can make their own, they can find their own solutions. So I want to implant this idea that creating a new world is possible. They are all powerful young people. If each one of them has the power to change the whole world. It's a question of using that power. So I'm encouraging to use the power and imagine the world that they want to create. Because if you're not imagining it, it will never happen. But if you keep on imagining it, it will happen. So that's the message that I want to bring it to them. Because the world is changing, and they will be the one who will be changing the world very fast. It's difficult for another generation, older generation, to absorb all the new things that are happening. But it's very, very easy to communicate with the young people. They are still free from the mindset of the old world. They are still struggling to see which one suits them, which one doesn't. And this idea comes and fits exactly the way they want. They want to create a new world. Just doing a job and making money, have promotion, or get a car or a house is old-fashioned. They are much more capable of doing beyond that. This is already done, or most of it's already done, because their parents have already done that. So they are looking for something very challenging that they can use their talent, their creative power to make it happen. So when I talk about social businesses, that it really grabs them. They see that this is something they can do, and that their creative power can be used for that. That's why I talk to the young people all the time, whenever I get a chance.
And finally, what's next for you? Any rest in your future? I know you'll stay really busy on the social business side, but what else can we be doing to support your efforts?
Well, I'm having fun all the time. And there are 7 principles of social business. And one of the principles is do it with joy. So whenever we do it, we get enormous amount of joy. So you say rest, this is my rest period. That's what people do when they are at rest, enjoy themselves. I'm enjoying myself. So what you say busy is not the busy in a kind of drudgery sense. It's in the sense of busy of enjoying myself. That's what keeps me going. I feel very good as I do it.
Well, thanks. We certainly hope you continue to stay busy and joyful. Thank you for your time and being a source of continued inspiration for all of us.
And I invite you to participate in this enjoyment.
Okay,
I hope
certainly
we can do it together.
Yes.
It will be more fun.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.